Hey everybody, welcome to this latest election breakdown as we head towards election day this year. We have two very interesting candidates, very different outlooks. Not a traditional election this year, as Ethan Thomasson and Tristan Selby, both from Indiana, they're facing off in a nationwide election. See who will be president of the United States for the next 4 years. These guys, they bring a lot of different stuff to the table. What we're going to go through today is kind of what the polls are looking like just about a month out. So first off, we're going to start in the home state where things are really a true toss-up. So we're going to leave that gray. This could go either way. You know, Tristan has the connection to Indiana State. Ethan, well, he's got connections all over the state. There's no telling what might happen here in Indiana. And I think the Midwest we're going to see is a very competitive place for these two. But we're going to start off here, branching away from Indiana, and we're going to go down to Florida, which I'm going to put as the first strong state in Ethan Thomasson's column. Why is that? Florida is known for being a wild card state. There is no one known more for being a wild card than Ethan Thomasson, certainly when you compare him to Ethan Selby's track record. Also got to say, Alabama, another one I think going strong in the Ethan Thomasson column. He goes on vacations down there quite frequently. I think it's very possible we could see, some likely carryover here into some of these other states. I know he has been to Nashville, but so has Tristan. But I'm going to say, the Southeast right now looking like it's Ethan Thomasson territory. So we head over to kind of the Mid-Atlantic region. Ethan Thomasson picking up a strong one here in North Carolina. And why is he picking this up? I'll tell you why. He's a Duke basketball fan, tobacco country. He's the one picking up the big state of North Carolina there, which is pivotal in elections. A lot of times comes down to being a swing state. Virginia, another swing state. This one actually leaning, okay, actually leaning in the Tristan Selby column there. Why is this one going to Selby strong? It's going to Selby because Tristan Selby has more friends in the military, more respect amongst active and past military members. Tristan Selby is a little bit more of a steadier hand on the ship. The military appreciates that strong military presence in Virginia and in Maryland, where I think we're going to see also another strong Tristan Selby performance. Really throughout the whole Northeast, Selby's going to pick up New York. He spent some time there, had a friend that used to live there. I think we're going to see that go his way, along with Vermont, New Hampshire. We're going to give him Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey. However, this one I'm going to say really leans to Ethan Thomasson right now. No telling how Pennsylvania might go. I'm thinking that one's more of a true toss-up, but we're going to give Thomasson the slight edge. I think Thomasson, a lot of big hockey cities in Pennsylvania, and I think Thomasson might be able to pick them up with some of his hard-hitting campaign tactics. Maine, known for being kind of a wild card state. I'm also putting that one in the Thomasson column, kind of light, a little stronger than Pennsylvania. We'll say it's likely. And then a surprise for a lot of people here, Massachusetts actually going in the Thomasson column, mainly because he has been to a Flogging Molly concert, not Dropkick Murphys, so we're going to put it a little lighter. But again, reaching out to the Irish constituency here, I think is going to be huge. Tristan Selby, though, firing back and saying, you know what, I got West Virginia because he's wild, he's wonderful, he's Tristan Selby, and he has been known to venture over that area before, has some connections there, and I think that's going to do him well. Ohio, another one I'm putting in the Selby column. Uh, strong Ohio. Uh, Kentucky, though, this one is going towards Thomasson. The reason I say it's going towards Thomasson has family in Kentucky, and that's going to really push him over the edge there. We're going to leave Indiana again as that true toss-up as the home state. There's no telling. Got Tristan Selby, who went to Indiana State. He's a mighty Sycamore. Thomasson, more solidified in the southern region of Indiana, and he may be able to make that appeal to a pretty rural state. Remains unclear how Selby might fare with that. We're going to find out. When it comes to Illinois, Selby, though, picking up a big amount of electoral votes there, and in nearby Wisconsin. Selby also getting Iowa from his time spent there. Should be interesting. I think Selby's also going to pick up Minnesota, but Michigan going to Thomasson. And the reason for this is a very, very deep cut. Throughout his years growing up, really throughout his college days, Ethan Thomasson and his dad used to go up to Michigan on fishing trips. And I think all those trips, getting to know what Michigan's like, getting to know the people there, is going to give Thomasson a slight edge, reaching that election populace. Now, as we go down to Missouri, Missouri, wow, St. Louis, Ethan and Tristan both have been to St. Louis many times. They're both big Nelly fans. It's hard to say who's really going to come out in front here. But if I had to give it a guess, I'm going to give it a slight lean, very slight lean, on par with Pennsylvania there, towards Thomasson. Wow. So right now, as it stands, we're looking at Thomasson with 192. We got to get 270 to win. Selby not too far behind with 139. We're really going to see these next couple states. Can somebody send it over the edge? We're going to jump over to the West Coast real quick. Actually, we're going to do Alaska and Hawaii first. I think with Alaska, we're looking at a clear Tristan Selby victory. And then with Hawaii, I think we're also looking at a Selby victory. I think Thomasson, is just a little bit too unsteady at the helm. Tristan Selby offers some more clear and direct and some more steady leadership, as we've said before. And I think, with Hawaii having a lot of military presence there and a lot of diversity, I think Selby's going to be able to appeal to those demographics a little bit better than Ethan Thomasson. As we jump over to California, this is another one that's actually really tough. I think, Ethan Thomasson, he brings a lot of that Hollywood appeal, but again, Selby, maybe the more steady hand, maybe able to appeal to a wider demographic. Could be a toss-up, some would say, but I'm going to give it a very light Tristan Selby. As we jump over to Washington, that's going solid in the Selby category, as he has a friend out there, I know. Oregon, a running state, really. We've got to also put that one in the Selby column. As we jump over here, we've got Utah, a very Mormon population. I'm thinking Selby picks that one up, no problem. Nevada, though, the casinos, Thomasson's picking that up easy. They need somebody a little more wild card, and they appreciate that. It's actually getting pretty tough. I am going to jump over real quick and look at Texas, and I think this is where really the race gets close, because in my mind, this is a clear, Ethan Thomasson pickup. He's a cowboy, and I think he picks up nearby Oklahoma for the same reason. He's wild and free, and really, they're going to love that about him. But Tristan Selby, on the other hand, I think is going to pick up Colorado. Again, a big running state. I think Tristan's cross-country, track and field background going to have some appeal there. And as you can see, this is a very tight race. I think we actually forgot to do Delaware earlier on the East Coast, and DC. We'll get back to that. Arizona and New Mexico. Wow. This one's hard. These are hard. This could go either way. I am going to say Thomasson, slight edge in these states, and I'll tell you the reason. The reason Thomasson's a huge fan of Tex-Mex food, of Mexican food. I think he can maybe get a little bit of Hispanic appeal in that sense. You know, he may be just a country boy, a corn-fed boy from Indiana, but occasionally he likes some corn in a burrito. And, you know, that's something that Selby may have a little tougher time with. He is a steadier hand, but again, I think Ethan just edges him out there. As we look kind of in the plain states here, center of the country, Kansas and Nebraska, that's a tough one, but I will say Nebraska easily going to Ethan Thomasson. His dad is a huge Nebraska Cornhuskers fan, so I think that tips it over the edge. The Dakotas, though, I'm giving those to Selby. You know, this is a wild and free country out there. I think he's going to be able to have a lot of appeal out west. You know, small town, small community type people. I think Tristan's got him on lock for sure. And which brings us to Kansas, which I think is maybe more of a toss-up. But since Ethan Thomasson's dad is such a huge Cornhusker fan, I think we edge it out in the direction of Selby just a bit. Now, that brings us with Ethan 6 electoral votes away from just notching this thing up, and Selby needing 13. I will say real quick, DC easily going to Selby again. The military influence there, I think, tips it over the edge for him at the end of the day. Delaware, we skipped over you earlier. I think you also go in the Selby column, which brings us basically to a dead heat. And it basically brings us to the point where it's winner take all in Indiana. And it's going to be who can bring the most to the table for the Hoosier State. And whoever does that, that's going to be your winner. If I had to put my guess in, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm giving it just barely to Tristan Selby. So I think Tristan Selby just barely wins this, but this is within striking distance for Thomasson, and we're going to find out this November what he's made of. We're going to find out what Tristan's made of. We're going to see who the next president is, and this should be a very interesting election.
This world is so wild. Silent President mixtape.